Hurricane Sandy is still powerful and it is still headed for us. The outer edges of the hurricane are whipping up surf along the Florida coast tonight, and it's just a matter of days before we start to feel the effects from this storm in Maine. We begin our coverage of Hurricane Sandy with Chief Meteorologist Charlie Lopresti. Charlie, you got an update just moments ago.
I did. In fact, the hurricane is now a Category 1 hurricane. Just last hour, it was upgraded to downgraded to a Category 1 storm. It was expected to weaken a little bit as it undergoes a little bit of shear. Winds now sustained at 90 miles per hour. Just an hour ago it was 100 miles per hour, so not much of a difference here. The storm is moving through the Bahamas, where hurricane warnings have been issued. The storm is actually located 185 miles to the east-southeast of Freeport, Grand Bahama Island, and it looks like it is moving off to the north. Let's take a look at the latest track of this storm system. How is this thing going to evolve? Well, yes, it looks like it's going to stay a hurricane over the next 2 days around here as it drifts off to the north. That is a big dartboard right there. That is the center of the storm. Remember, just a few days ago, some forecast models were taking the storm out to sea, others taking it into the state of Maine. Now it looks like the most significant threat for a direct impact, I'm talking the very worst of the storm, will be somewhere between the Chesapeake Bay and probably Long Island or southern New England. So somewhere in here, that's where the worst of the storm is going to be, but we're still going to have a very bad storm here in northern New England. I expect tropical storm force wind gusts, the potential for 50 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts certainly on the table here. And also, I think coastal flooding will be the big concern as well. And the time frame for that will be Monday night and through the day on Tuesday. So we'll be watching the high tides for sure. The exact track is still uncertain, but forecast models are zeroing in on a track that sort of takes it from southern New England all the way as far south as possible, the Delmarva Peninsula here. So I do not think we're going to have a direct hit here in northern New England, but we're going to still have a very bad storm around here, along with a possibility of tropical storm force winds. And yes, coastal flooding will be the big issue with this one. Coming up in a few minutes, we'll take a look at a few different scenarios, my latest thoughts on the storm system. And believe it or not, we still have 4 days to go before the storm affects us. So we have some nice weather between now and then. I'll be back with that in a few minutes. Adrian, back to you.
Okay, Charlie, thanks so much. The hurricane could cause a lot of outages. Power companies are also keeping a close eye on Sandy tonight. News 13's Marissa Bodner is live in Portland, where Central Maine Power crews are already getting ready. Marissa.
That's right, Adrian, and these Central Maine Power trucks will probably be a lot busier come Monday. The utility company says it has meteorologists looking at the system and considering the potential impacts as well. Spokesman John Carroll says CMP is already holding daily conference calls among management and operations personnel to make sure enough crews and equipment are all ready to go. He says even though it's not too cold yet, it's important to have a good radio with batteries and enough food and water at home to be comfortable for a few days.
Right now, the forecasts are calling more for rain and heavy winds. For us, the key questions will be how much rain do we get and how much wind. The leaves are still on, especially in the southern part of our service area. If we get a lot of rain and the ground gets really saturated, winds in the 45, 50 mile an hour range, not only break limbs, but that's when you have trees that will start to fall over. So that's what we're watching for.
Now take a look at this. This is almost exactly 1 year ago when a nor'easter known as Snowtober dumped several inches of snow on Halloween and left around 200,000 CMP customers without power. So Central Maine Power is certainly bracing for the worst, expecting something similar this October, but crossing their fingers along with everyone up and down the coast that Sandy takes a turn and everyone's lights stay on. Live in Portland, I'm Marissa Bodner for News 13. Adrian, back to you.
All right, Marissa, thank you.